Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is something I've never done here on my channel. I'm going to be doing my very first empties video, and I have quite a few products to go through. Let me see if I can hold this up without spilling everything, but I have all kinds of products in here, and this is mainly going to be skincare. I have a little bit of hair stuff and a few makeup things and a few just random items, but most of this is skincare based. So let me know if you like this kind of video from me and I'll keep doing them. I don't talk about skincare a whole lot here on my channel, but it's something that I really love, and I love to try out new products like I do with makeup. So I figured I would share my thoughts and if I will or have repurchase these things with you. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, but let's go ahead and get into the empties. So the first two things we will start out with are both hair items. So these are both from the brand Wella. I mainly bought these because of the smell. I don't know what this smells like, but I do. It kind of smells like a very expensive hair salon. You know how when you get your hair shampooed at a hair salon, or at least when I do, I feel like my hair just always smells amazing. That's what this smells like to me. And this is actually the Wella Invigo Brilliance Vibrant Color Hair Mask. And then this is the shampoo that goes with it. This is the really big one. I really like these, especially this mask. My hair seems to respond really well to this mask. I typically use a hair mask as conditioner instead of buying like the conditioner that goes with the shampoo. Typically I find with masks, my hair is really thick. I have a lot of it. I have really coarse hair. I feel like masks do more for my hair than just like a typical conditioner. So that's why I got this one, and it's also supposed to be good for color treated hair. I use this all the way up, obviously, and I really like this. This I would definitely repurchase, although I made a rule for myself that I was not going to buy any more skincare or any more hair care through the end of the year until I use up a lot of the things that I have. I'm trying to make myself do that because I'm definitely someone that tends to buy particularly hair products before I've used up other hair products, and then I just end up with this huge collection of them. So I'm trying not to do that, but I do really like these, and I will be repurchasing once I run out of some of my other things. I feel like I've been collecting things for this video for so long. I don't even remember half of what's down in here. But the next thing is this. I think I've mentioned this in a video before, but it's from Tree Hut, and it's the Vitamin C Shea Sugar Scrub. These are super popular. A lot of people talk about the Tree Hut scrubs here on YouTube, and I ended up buying this vitamin C one because of Jessica Braun. She's always talking about this one in particular. And this is actually my second one of these that I've been through. This is so good. The smell is really nice. It's definitely more of a citrusy smell, but it's not overpowering or anything. It kind of reminds me of oranges. That's kind of what it smells like to me. But this is so nice, and it also has, let me see, I believe it's this one. Yeah, it has some AHAs in it, so it's supposed to be good for if you struggle with, no, I can't think of what it's called, but when you get the little bumps on the back of your arms, this is supposed to be really good to help with that. So I usually will use this like once or twice a week before I shave my legs or before I apply any self-tan or anything. I go in with this, and I love these. They're not super oily and they're not super, super coarse, like to the point where it hurts using it, but it also is coarse enough so it makes a difference on your skin. I really like that one, and I have already repurchased one. I purchased a different scent this time though. I got the Tropic Glow, I think is what it's called. It's the one that's supposed to smell like the Bum Bum cream, and it does. That's the one I'm using right now, but highly recommend these. Definitely the vitamin C one from Tree Hut. All right, moving on to this. This is the Bioderma micellar water. It's makeup removing micellar solution. This I feel like everyone talks about, and I love this stuff because it removes makeup really well without leaving a weird greasy feeling on your face. I used to remove my whole face of makeup with this, but now I really just use this on my eyes. I really like to use this to remove eyeshadow, mascara, and I usually kind of run through my brows with this. I used to use it all over my face, but now I use more of an oil cleansing balm for the rest of my face typically. Every now and then I'll just use this as my first cleanse if I don't wear a ton of makeup that day. Usually though, I've been really into oil cleansing balms, but I go through one of these pretty frequently. Yeah, this is really good. It never burns or stings. It's very gentle and nice. I will say sometimes, depending on what mascara you're wearing, I do have to go over my eyes a few times to make sure I get everything off. But other than that, I love this and I always repurchase it. Okay, let's do the 2 makeup items that I've used up. They probably won't be a surprise if you watched my project pan. You've seen this one. I used up the Patrick Ta Brow Shaping Wax in the shade Clear. I love this stuff. As you probably know, I talk about this constantly, and I have to say it was very, very satisfying to use this whole thing up. I am now working on the tinted version of this, and I did decide, I was debating buying a new one of these during the Sephora sale, and I talked myself out of it and just decided to use up some of my other brow products. But eventually I absolutely will repurchase this. I love it. And then also an eyebrow product I used up is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Again, I love this. This is probably my favorite brow pencil out of all of them, to be honest. And if I didn't have quite a few already opened, I would have already repurchased this, but this is so good. It is just as good to me as all of the really popular high-end brow pencils. It's just as good as the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. It's literally identical to the, what is the Anastasia brow pencil now? I can't even think of it. The Brow Wiz. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. This is identical to the Brow Wiz, literally. To me, this is a no-brainer in terms of whether I would purchase ABH or this one. This is so good and it's half the price. I use the shade Ash Brown and I love it. This is the perfect mix of waxiness. I feel like a brow pencil needs to have a little bit of that waxy texture to it, but it also needs to be creamy so that it's not super hard to fill in your brows with, but there's definitely a fine line. You have to kind of find that sweet spot in between, and that's what this is for me. I love this. Okay, we're gonna move on to some skincare now. We've got a lot of stuff to go through. So the first thing is this, and this is another very popular product. You've probably seen it. It's from Elemis, and it's the Pro-Collagen Cleansing Balm. Let me just tell you, this is the original one, so it has that citrusy smell. I don't know what it is. I wish I knew exactly what this smells like, because honestly, I would love to have it in a perfume. I love using this just for the smell. And typically with skincare, I don't like things that have a lot of fragrance in them, but this is an exception. I really like this. And now they even make this without the scent. I haven't tried it yet, but that's new. In terms of removing makeup, this is phenomenal. It removes everything, and I'm not kidding. It removes everything. It leaves your face feeling really clean, but not dry and tight. It's so nice. If I could buy whatever I wanted and spend however much, I would absolutely repurchase this, but this stuff is so expensive. I think it's $68 maybe, somewhere around there, but it's so expensive. I will say it's a very large container. This has lasted me for almost a year. I don't use it every single day, but I use it pretty consistently, and it's lasted me for a really long time, but it is so expensive. I actually got mine last Christmas. I want to say it was like the week of Christmas. Ulta sent out a 20% off coupon, of course. And the Ulta that I went to at the time had Elemis, and I'd been dying to try this, so I got mine 20% off. But it's very, very good, but very expensive. So, like I said, if money were not a thing, I would buy that again, hands down. But to be honest, I probably won't in the near future because it's expensive. Next is this cleanser from Aveeno. This is the Calm and Restore Nourishing Oat Cleanser. Actually, one thing that drives me nuts about products like this is you get to that point where you cannot get that last little bit out. I need to find a way to like scoop this last bit out so I can use it, but this is really nice. It reminds me of the CeraVe hydrating cleanser in the white and green bottle. This is very, very similar. I do think this one is a little more hydrating in terms of sometimes the CeraVe cleanser is almost kind of watery, and I know it's supposed to be like that because it's for sensitive skin and it doesn't lather or anything like that, which I do like that one, but of the two, this one is very similar and I really like this one the most of the two of them. So this I would absolutely repurchase. I like it a lot, but I have a lot of cleansers open right now that I'm trying to use up. But this is really nice. It's fragrance free and it's just very calming. If you have sensitive skin and you want something very mild to cleanse your face with, you would probably really like this. I will say I would not recommend using this to remove makeup. I think it removes makeup slightly, but definitely not all the way. So if you're going to use this, I would use something else first to get a lot of the bulk of your makeup off. I would use like an oil cleanser or the Bioderma or something else, because I don't think this is going to remove your makeup totally, but I love to use something like this as my second cleanse. Okay, next we have two eye creams. The first one is my favorite, Banana Bright from Ole Henriksen. You've seen me use this over and over and over. I use this every day before my makeup. This is always my go-to eye cream for like 10 or 15 minutes before I apply makeup. Even if I put eye cream on in the mornings when I do my skincare, I still go in and apply more eye cream right before makeup. I just think it makes a difference with how my corrector goes on and my concealer. So I already have and am using a new one of these. And then the second one, okay, this was my daily eye cream for quite a while, like my skincare eye cream. And I do like this, but it is so expensive. So expensive. This is from Is Clinical and it's the Youth Eye Complex. This is actually my second one of these that I've been through. So it's in pretty large bottle for an eye cream with a pump, and it's a very thin, kind of a gel consistency, and it's always hard for me to say whether an eye cream is worth spending the money on. To me, I am someone who, I believe in eye cream. I think you could totally use a moisturizer under your eyes if you want, but I just sometimes like a little something extra because I have dark circles, I'm almost 30, and I don't know, I like eye creams, to be honest, so I don't mind spending a little more money on them. This one, I think it didn't do anything in terms of like fine lines or anything, but I do think it slightly helps with darkness, just a little bit. I don't think it's not gonna take darkness away. Obviously, I still use a corrector. I haven't used this in a few months because that's how long this has been empty, and I haven't repurchased it, but it is a really good medical grade eye cream. It does really well under my eyes. It doesn't cause milia. It's not super heavy, but it's very, very moisturizing. So for quite a while, I used this in the morning as my everyday eye cream, and I do love it. Again, if you have the money to spend on it, I really like it, but I probably will not repurchase this in the near future. Next, I have another product from Is Clinical. This is the Reparative Moisture Emulsion. This I actually bought because I got a sample of it in an order, and I used the sample and I just loved it. This has growth factors in it, which I know they're important for anti-aging. I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what they're doing for your skin, but I know that they're really good for your skin as you start to get a little bit older. I believe they help with collagen production and those kinds of things. But I know this had that in it and just some other really good skin ingredients. This is so hydrating. It kind of reminds me of a serum and a lotion in one. It's really, really nice for under makeup too. So I was using this for a while as like my daily moisturizer. Well, I wasn't using it every day. I would go like 2 days in between each time to try to make it last longer because, again, that is very pricey. This, I don't know that I would repurchase. I like to spend more money in terms of skincare on serums and that kind of thing, and not so much the moisturizer. So I probably would not repurchase this, but not because I don't like it. I think it's nice, but very expensive. And one other thing I wanted to say, I buy these medical grade skincare products from Skin Beautiful RX. I will link the website down below, and the owner's name is Leah. She is so kind and sweet. She has a YouTube channel as well, and she talks about all these products. She's extremely knowledgeable. So I will link the website and her below because I love to learn about skincare and it's just very fascinating to me. So I watch all of her videos, and if you're into medical grade skincare, you would love her. So I will link her channel below, but that's where I ordered all of these medical grade skincare items from. Okay, let's talk about some more medical grade skincare. So these two things are, okay, these I really, really love, and I will repurchase this eventually when I can fit it in the budget. So this is from Truth Treatments, and this is the Biomimetic Mineral Mist and the Hyaluronic Mineral Hydrator. So these I bought in a set together with the Vitamin C Serum from Truth Treatments. That one I have just a little bit left in. I should have brought it up here because I'm about to be out of it, but I ran out of these first. So basically these come in a set together. You can buy them individually, but I bought them in a 3-pack, and you take a little bit of your vitamin C, a spray of the mist, and a pump of this mineral hydrator and mix it all together and rub it in as like your vitamin C serum. And let me tell you, I have tried a bunch of different vitamin C's, and this one is my favorite by far, and it's very expensive. I hate to say it's my favorite, but it is. I like it because number one, it doesn't feel sticky. Number two, my skin just looks juicy, I guess, when I finish applying it. I just love how it looks, and the most important thing to me is that it does not irritate my skin. If you watch my videos, you'll know my skin is very sensitive. I have redness in my skin, and a lot of times if I rub it with things that do not agree with my skin, my face will turn instantly very, very red. Like that. I mean, it's crazy. So I know pretty quickly if a product is going to irritate my face or not. And that vitamin C, from the first time I used it, I never had 1 ounce of irritation, none at all. And I just love it. So that is something that very pricey, but I do think it's worth it. I like having a vitamin C in my skincare routine for the morning. So when I run out, I will repurchase it when I can fit it in the budget, like I said, because it's expensive. But if you're looking for a vitamin C, I would definitely recommend the one from Truth Treatments. It's by Benjamin Fuchs, and he's actually been on Leah's YouTube channel a few times. Of course, I've watched it because I love to learn about skincare. I just think it's really fascinating. So again, I'll link that channel below, but I do love that, and that's the vitamin C that I'm currently using. Okay, 2 additional medical grade things. This is from another skincare brand that I really like. They're from Osmosis. So I have the StemFactor Growth Factor Serum and the Rescue Epidermal Repair Serum. I like to use these together. Again, they work, basically I'll do like, I honestly a lot of times do half a pump of each one, rub them together, and that's how I apply it. These I apply at nighttime, and I use the smallest amount because again, this stuff is expensive, but the one nice thing about medical grade skincare, a lot of times you need very, very little. So you don't really need to go in ham all over your face to get any benefit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how, that's what I tell myself, that I'm making it last. I'm using very, very small bits of these products, so they last me quite a while. And most of these things I bought last year around this time, actually. I think it was for Black Friday. Skin Beautiful RX has, I think it's normally 25% off, either 20 or 25% off everything, which for these kinds of products, that's a lot of money that you're saving. So that's when I bought most of these things, and I just make them last as long as I possibly can. Because like I've said before, to me, it really doesn't matter what makeup you put on your face. And you know, I love makeup. I love it so, so much. But let's be honest, if your skin looks like crap, it does not matter what makeup you put on. It doesn't, especially as you get older. I know just from being about to turn 30, I know that my skin has changed pretty significantly, like in the last 5 years. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the next 10 years, the next 20 years. So I enjoy skincare, and I like to feel like I'm putting something good on my face. So that's my spill in terms of skincare. Although I will say I like a lot of drugstore skincare too, particularly moisturizers and cleansers. I like a lot of them. I eventually we'll do a skincare routine. I know I keep saying it, but anyway, I just wanted to put that out there about medical grade skincare because I know it's expensive, trust me. All right, here's something really random. I figured I would throw it in here, and you guys could maybe give me your recommendations. So this is a secret deodorant. This is the aluminum-free one in the coconut smell, and honestly, I have a little more in here, but the little applicator thing kept falling out, so I figured it was about time to throw it away. This one is okay. I don't love it though. I've never really found an aluminum-free deodorant that I loved. I like the smell of that one, but I don't know that it does a whole lot in terms of preventing sweat under your arms. So if you have a good recommendations for deodorant, let us know in the comments. But I did want to throw this in here since I did use this up. Okay, let's talk about another skincare product that is so popular. You hear people talk about this all the time, and I'm here to tell you that I agree. I think the hype is real with this stuff. This is the Paula's Choice BHA 2% Liquid Exfoliant with salicylic acid. So I do not use this every night. I use this, I would say, like every 3 days or so. And for me personally, like I was saying, I have really sensitive skin, and what I feel that this helps me with is little under the skin clogged pores. So when I use this, I only use it on my forehead, on the sides of my nose, and on my chin. I do not touch my cheeks with this. Number one, my skin is too sensitive and I don't want to irritate them. And number two, I don't typically break out on my cheek area. If I'm gonna get like a zit or something, it's always on my chin or typically like right here in the middle of my forehead. And I'm telling you, when I use this stuff consistently, I do not have any issues with my skin. None. I get no pimples, no under the skin bumps, nothing. And if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I went to a wedding. My sister-in-law got married, and I did my makeup one of the days, and I was talking about how I had these little bumps on my chin. They were little zits, and I never have a zit, and of course that's the time where I get it, but I swear the reason I got those was because I was out of this. I ran out of this for like 2 weeks, and I typically have this on Amazon auto ship, and I knew that it was about to auto ship, but I ran out of it before that happened, so I was just trying to wait it out and let the auto ship come, so I didn't use it for like, I guess it was like 2 weeks or so, and I swear that's why I got those little under the skin bumps on my chin, and I even had one up here on my forehead, because I'm telling you, when I use this, I do not have issues with that, ever. So I don't know that that's what it was, but I really, really think using this keeps my T-zone area very clear and blemish free. So if you haven't tried this, I highly recommend it. One thing I will say is this is pretty strong, so if you've never used something like this on your skin, I would definitely like test it out on part of your face first, and maybe do it like once a week or something before you go in with this, because I can see where this might irritate you if you're not used to it, but it's really good. And I have already repurchased this, and I always do. Okay, just a few more things here. One more moisturizer I used up. This I also bought from Skin Beautiful RX. It's by Lemieux, and it's the 24-hour age-defying cream. So this is just a pretty basic moisturizer, but I will say I really enjoyed this. I don't remember exactly how much this was, but it was not more expensive than like a moisturizer from Sephora. It wasn't like astronomically expensive. But I have not repurchased it, but I probably would repurchase this at some point. It's a very thick cream. I personally really like thick moisturizers at nighttime. Like, I like to go to bed and feel like a baby seal. Like, I like to feel very hydrated and almost oily. That's just kind of what I like. As you can see, the label is kind of rubbed off on the front, because I loved this. I used up every single drop, and this one I would repurchase. Lemieux is a really nice skincare brand. It's more expensive obviously than like drugstore prices, but it's typically not like astronomically expensive, but they have really good ingredients, not a lot of fragrance, things like that. So this I have not repurchased because I have, again, quite a few moisturizers I'm trying to use up, but this I definitely would repurchase. Okay, two more things. This is a sunscreen, and this I love. Again, trying to use up sunscreens, but this is the CeraVe Ultra Light Moisturizing Lotion with SPF 30. So this has ceramides, hyaluronic acid, but what I really like about this is it dries down to more of a matte finish. So sometimes when I do my makeup, I don't want a super glowy sunscreen underneath. Sometimes I want something that dries down and it's just a little more of a matte finish, and that's when I would go to this. This is so nice. It's not irritating, it's very hydrating, it does well under makeup, and it's a great product. I would highly recommend this from CeraVe. It is obviously, or not obviously, but it is a chemical sunscreen, so I don't really mind chemical sunscreens, to be honest. I like mineral as well, but with mineral, you know, sometimes you run into the white cast issue, and sometimes those are the ones that really don't want to dry down, whereas this one really does, and I love it under makeup. When I run out of some of my other sunscreens, I will definitely repurchase this one. And lastly, I have a lash serum. So this is the Grande Lash Serum, and I finally used one of these up. This lasted me for quite a while. Let me see. I forget if this was the 3-month supply or the 6-month supply bottle, but I like this a lot. I think it works really well and it does not irritate my lash line. That is something that I've had an issue with in the past, is some lash serums, if I use them constantly, like over and over, I would get like a little bit of redness along my lash line and it would just be kind of sensitive. I don't have that issue with the Grande Lash. I have, however, had that issue with Revitalash. That is what I'm using right now. And I do like it. It's just, I kind of feel like I have to go like every other night with that one. Otherwise, sometimes I feel like it does irritate my eyes just a little bit. This one, I do not have that issue. So this I would definitely repurchase when I need a new lash serum. I'm trying to use up my Revitalash right now. And then I also have a tube of New Lash, which I've used in the past. And that was probably my favorite one of the 3. So that one I would repurchase once I run out of my other 2. And that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my very first empties. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these, and I definitely will. I didn't realize how long it takes to accumulate all of these products and use up so many things, but I think it's kind of fun to just share your thoughts on things that you've totally used up, because that's how you know if you really like something or not. If you've used it all the way up, you should have a pretty good idea if you like it or not. So let me know if you want me to keep doing these, and I definitely will. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on YouTube. Also, make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair01. I will list these products below and link them for you, like I said. And I'll list the Skin Beautiful RX website as well as Leah's YouTube channel for you as well. So I'll see you in my next video. Remember, simply be you.